How to learn English when you have no time. Many people say, I don't have time to learn English. Maybe you say this too. Let me ask you something. How many minutes did you spend today on social media? How many minutes watching short videos or checking your phone? Probably more than 10 minutes, right? Here is the truth. You don't need hours every day. You can improve your English in only 10 minutes a day. And no, you don't need to wake up at 5 in the morning or stop meeting your friends. I know what you might be thinking. 10 minutes is not enough. I will never improve. But here's a small story. My friend Maria works in an office. She is very busy. Meetings, emails, family, cooking. She has no time for long English lessons. But she decided to listen to 5 minutes of English audio every morning and write one sentence every evening. After 6 months, she could understand much more, and she started speaking to her international colleagues without fear. Today, I will give you a clear plan you can start right now. If you follow it for 1 month, English will become a natural part of your life, without big changes to your schedule. So if you think, I have no time, this video is for you. Let's begin. A lot of people think you need 2 or 3 hours of study every single day to make progress in English. That's simply not true. Think about this. Have you ever tried to study for a long time, maybe 1 or 2 hours, but then you didn't study again for a week? How much did you remember? Probably not much. In fact, short but regular study works much better. Your brain remembers more when you learn a little every day. This is called spaced repetition. It means you review something many times, but with small breaks between. Let's compare it to exercise. If you go to the gym for one very hard workout and then do nothing for a month, you will not get strong. But if you do 10 minutes of exercise every day, you will see results. Here's another example. Imagine watering a plant. If you give it a little water every day, it grows strong and green. But if you give it a lot of water only once a month, it will die. Your English is the same. It needs small, regular water. I once had a student named Ahmed. He told me he had no time to study, but he could spend 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. In 3 months, he learned 150 new words because he reviewed them again and again in small sessions. So remember, you don't need hours. You need a smart plan and just a few minutes each day. Let's start with our first tip, morning English with coffee. When you drink your morning coffee or tea, you can learn one new English word. This habit takes only 1 minute, but if you do it every day, the results will surprise you. Here's how you can do it. First, choose your source. It can be a small book for English learners, an online article, a podcast transcript, or even the subtitles from your favorite TV show. Look at one new word, write it down in a notebook or in your phone. Then, make at least one sentence with this word. For example, if the word is travel, you can say, I want to travel to Italy. You can also make a second sentence. I like to travel by train because it is relaxing. I know one woman, Anna, who is a nurse. She starts work very early in the morning and doesn't have much free time. Every day before she leaves home, she writes one word on a sticky note and puts it on her coffee mug. While drinking coffee, she reads the word and makes 2 sentences in her head. She says this habit helped her learn over 200 new words in 1 year. Why does this work? Because you connect English with something you already do every day, drinking coffee or tea. This is called habit stacking. You take an old habit and add a small new habit to it. So my question for you is, tomorrow morning, what will be your new word? Write it in the comments and try this small exercise. Here's our second tip, listen on the way. If you drive, walk, or take a bus, you can use this time to listen to something in English. It's a perfect way to learn without adding extra hours to your day. You can listen to a short podcast, an audiobook, a YouTube video, or even one of my English audio stories. You don't need to understand every single word, just focus on the main idea. Over time, your brain will start to recognize sounds, words, and common phrases. I know a man named Peter who works in IT. He drives 20 minutes to work every day. Before, he listened to music in his own language. Then he changed to English podcasts about technology. At first, it was difficult. He understood maybe 30%. But after 2 months, he told me, "Now I can understand more than 60% without stopping the audio." And he didn't spend any extra time. He only changed what he listened to in the car. If you take public transport, you can even look at the subtitles on your phone while you listen. This helps you connect the sound and the text. So think about your day. When do you travel somewhere? Tomorrow, try listening to English during that time. Even 10 minutes a day means 300 minutes in a month. That's like 5 hours of extra listening practice without changing your schedule. Now, tip number 3. Write 1 sentence a day. Every day, write 1 short sentence in English. It can be about your day, your plans, or your feelings. For example, I am happy because it's sunny. Tomorrow I will visit my friend. I am learning English today. It takes less than 1 minute, but over time this becomes a powerful habit. After 1 month, you will have 30 sentences. After 6 months, you will have 180 sentences, and you can read them again to see your progress. I once taught a student named Olga. She started writing 1 sentence every night before bed. In the beginning, her sentences were very simple, like, "I went to work today." But after 3 months, her sentences became longer. "I went to work today and had a meeting with my boss about a new project." She didn't even notice how her grammar and vocabulary improved. It happened naturally because she wrote a little every day. You can make this more interesting by keeping a sentence diary. Write the date, then your sentence. Once a week, choose your favorite sentence and share it with a friend, or even in an online English group. This will give you extra motivation. So my question for you is, if you wrote a sentence right now, what would it be? Tip number 4, talk to yourself. When you do daily tasks, speak to yourself in English. This may sound strange, but it is one of the best ways to practice speaking without fear. Here's how it works. Imagine you are cooking. You can say, "Now I am cutting the tomato. I am boiling water. Next, I will add salt." If you are cleaning your home, you can say, "I am washing the floor. I need to move the chair. Now I will open the window." You are simply describing what you are doing, but in English. Over time, this will make speaking much easier because you train your brain to think in English during normal activities. I know a student named Marco. He works in a warehouse and spends many hours moving boxes. He started talking to himself in English while working. "I am lifting a box," or "I am walking to the truck." After a few months, he told me, "Now I don't translate in my head. The words come faster." The best thing about this method is that you don't need extra time. You are doing these activities anyway, so you can turn them into practice. Here's a challenge for you. Choose one activity today: cooking, cleaning, walking, and try to describe it in English from start to finish. And finally, tip number 5. Flashcards in small breaks. Use flashcards during small breaks in your day. This is one of the easiest ways to learn and review vocabulary without making special study time. You can use apps like Duo Cards, Anki, or Quizlet. Or you can make small paper cards, one side with the English word, the other side with the meaning in your language or a picture. The best time to use flashcards is when you are waiting. For example, waiting for the bus or train, sitting in a waiting room, before a meeting starts, standing in a line at the shop. These small moments often feel useless, but if you use them for English, they become valuable learning time. I know a man named Thomas who works as a delivery driver. He waits for a few minutes between deliveries. He keeps 20 paper flashcards in his pocket and reviews them every day. He says, "In the last year, I learned over 500 new words, just in these small waiting moments." Here's how to make it even more effective. When you see a word on your flashcard, don't just read it. Say it out loud and make a quick sentence. For example, if the card says delicious, say, "This cake is delicious." So my question for you is, what will be the first word on your flashcard tomorrow? Now, let's put everything together into a simple daily plan, one that works even if you are very busy. Now let's make a simple 10-minute plan you can use every day. I will give you 3 versions, one for people who work, one for students, and one for parents. If you work full-time, here's how you can fit English into your day. In the first 3 minutes, in the morning before work, listen to a short English audio while you're getting ready. For example, a podcast or a short English story. Then, spend the next 2 to 3 minutes writing down 1 or 2 new words from what you heard, and make a sentence with each word. Finally, during your lunch break, take 3 to 4 minutes to review these words with flashcards. This way, you start your day with English, and you review it later without adding any extra study time. If you're a student, here's one way to use your time wisely. In the first 3 minutes, while you're on your way to school or university, listen to something in English on your headphones. Then, during your first break between classes, spend 2 to 3 minutes writing a short sentence with a new word you heard in the audio. In the evening, take 3 to 4 minutes to read your sentence aloud and add 1 more. This turns your travel time and school breaks into powerful learning moments. If you're a parent, this is a simple plan you can follow. In the first 3 minutes, while you're making breakfast, learn 1 new word and say it aloud. Then, when your children are playing or busy, take 2 to 3 minutes to quickly write a sentence using that word. In the evening, after the kids are asleep, spend the last 3 to 4 minutes reviewing that word and adding 1 more sentence. This way, even with a busy family life, you can keep your English improving every single day. This plan is flexible. You can move the minutes to different parts of the day depending on your family routine. No matter which plan you choose, remember, 10 minutes a day is 300 minutes in a month. That's like 5 hours of focused English practice. Before we finish, I want to give you one last piece of advice, something to keep you motivated. Learning English is like exercise. If you do it every day, even for a short time, you will see big results over time. Many people wait for the perfect day to study, but that perfect day never comes. You will always be busy. You will always have things to do. The secret is to start now, even if it's only 5 minutes today. Let me tell you a quick story. My friend Daniel always wanted to learn English, but he said he would start when I have more free time. 3 years later, he still hadn't started, because life never gave him that perfect moment. Don't make the same mistake. Start today, and your future self will thank you. You don't need hours. You need small, smart actions every day. Start tomorrow morning. Choose 1 word, make a sentence, and keep going. If you want to practice your listening, watch one of my English audio stories right now. It's an easy and fun way to improve your English every day.